Guys, welcome back to LSUUVAL. We are now, when this video drops, we will be just 4 days away from the NFL draft. The excitement level in Jacksonville and just among Jags fans in general is at an all-time high. You see the stuff on Twitter, Dilla with the donations, with the toaster and stuff like that that's building up. Guys, Thursday night's going to be a huge night for all of us. Those of us that have been Jags fans, not even for our whole life, but just even for a short time. I've been a Jags fan since I was 8, and I got to see Mark Brunell. I got to see David Garrard. I loved those guys, but I also got to see Cody Kessler and Blake Bortles and Nick Foles and other sad things. But all that ends in 4 days, because Trevor's coming to town, and guys, the excitement level is unreal. So before we get started, real quick, shout out to BCB Ben, the proud winner of our Sports Illustrated cover featuring Mark Brunell from 1997. Congratulations, man. I'll send that out to you right away. More giveaways are coming, so if you missed out, don't be bummed. Stay tuned. More cool giveaways are coming as I try to grow this channel and downsize my collection just a tad, by order of my wife. So let's get right into it. Last video gave you my offensive crush list. Now we're going to go on the defensive side of the ball. 9 guys that I could see the Jaguars, or that I would like to see the Jaguars target with their bevy of picks. So let's get right into it. Number 1, Cam Sample, the defensive lineman out of Tulane. I watch a lot of Tulane. I'm a fan of the Green Wave. So I've been on this guy for a while. But then he goes to the Senior Bowl and really just shines. Does an incredible job against some great competition and shows that he has the ability to play inside on the D-line and also rush from the edge, from the 5 technique. He gets tremendous push, and he is going to be a much higher draft pick than people would have thought a few months ago. I have him in the 4th round range for the Jaguars, possibly 5th. The next guy is not the TCU safety everybody's talking about for the Jags, but his counterpart. I love Ardarius Washington. I've been watching him play since high school, and this guy's a certified baller. Tremendous ball skills. He's slightly undersized, for what most people want in a DB, but he plays at a high level when you watch the tape. I've been watching him since high school, and I want him in Jacksonville. I think he's a guy you can get in the mid to late 4th, and he's going to be a great football player in the league for a long time. Number 3 is Aaron Robinson, the corner out of UCF, another guy that you turn on the tape and you just like what you see. He's a guy that's been mocked to the Jags a little bit in the 2nd and 3rd round. I don't think he makes it to the 3rd, but if he makes it to 65, pull that trigger. 45 might be a little high, but he's been rising up draft boards. There's a lot of UCF Jags fans out there because of the proximity. Shout out to UCF Jaguar, my dog. And I know he's a big fan of this guy, so I would really love to see the Jags pursue Aaron Robinson if he falls to the right spot. Number 4 is special to me. Rodarius Williams, the corner out of Oklahoma State. Guys, I was lucky enough to be on his high school coaching staff for 3 years. So I was able to have a hand in coaching Rodarius. Will not take any credit for his ability because a lot of that is natural. And he received some great coaches by some guys that mentored me. But Rodarius is the brother of Greedy Williams, the corner from LSU that plays for the Cleveland Browns. So he has the pedigree, the family history of success. Rodarius, guys, has tremendous ball skills. He allowed one of the lowest catch rates in college football over the past couple seasons, if you check the stats. But his ball skills are what are really special, guys. He has the ability. He is long, very tall, has the ability to go up and get the ball with the best of them. And so for personal reasons and business reasons, I would love to see Rodarius Williams with a potential 5th round pick come to the Jaguars. Number 5 is a guy that I honestly did not know much about until my guys over on the Cover 3 podcast really highlighted him and let me kind of get that name in my head to go check out the tape. And once I did, I was like, yeah, this guy needs to come to Jacksonville. Davian Nixon, the defensive tackle out of Iowa. Plays D tackle, plays end on the edge. Tremendous athlete for a big boy, over 300 pounds. Really good in pursuit, good at the point of attack, gets a lot of push, plays with a lot of swagger. He's a guy that I would love to see inserted on our defensive line. So he would be a great addition, I think, in the third round. The next is the guy who gets mocked to the Jaguars only less than Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence obviously is number one. This guy's got to be number two. It's Trayvon Morig, the safety out of TCU. Talked previously, about our Darius Washington, his counterpart. So they had a deadly safety combo at TCU. Trayvon Morgan's the number one safety in the draft. It's clear cut. It's plain and simple. Will come down in the box. Doesn't love to thump, but can and does it well. He's a good tackler. But he's a great center field free safety also. Tremendous athlete that the Jaguars should definitely take a hard look at, and I think they will at 25. If he's there at 33, it's a home run, but he's not. I don't think he will be. Number 7 is a guy, again, that I didn't know much about until I heard about it on the Cover 3 podcast. I think Aaron is the one that tweeted out that he thinks he might be the best defensive player in the draft. And there's an argument for it. I mean, he is 6'5", 260 pounds, and runs, I think, a 4.4. This guy's a tremendous athlete. Not only is he big, but you watch his tape and you see him getting interceptions. You see him just making people miss, and the breakaway speed at his size, it's unbelievable. He's a guy that if he's there at 25, it's gonna take a long, hard look because he ain't gonna be there at 33. That guy's gonna be gone, and he's gonna be a stud in the league for a decade. So he's a guy that I just love. Appreciate Cover 3 from turning me on to him. Number 8 is Ronnie Perkins, the edge rusher out of Oklahoma. His tape just kind of jumped out at me once I checked him out. He's a guy that I see the Jags able to possibly get at 65. I think he's gone before the 4th. But Ronnie Perkins is a special player. Tremendous in pursuit, really good athlete. A slimmer guy, but definitely holds up against big offensive tackles. If you see him go against NFL offensive tackles at the next level, I still think it's going to hold up. Obviously, he's got to improve a little bit with probably some things in his pass rush kind of toolbox. But that'll come from good coaching, which the Jaguars have now. And Ronnie Perkins would be a tremendous addition there in that 3rd to 4th round. And the final guy on my list is one that has been mocked to the Jaguars a lot. But he's also a guy that I think isn't there at 25, but if he is, he's got to be the pick, and it's Christian Barmore, the defensive tackle out of Alabama. Christian Barmore is the best interior defensive lineman in the draft. If you listen to the Generation Jaguar podcast with Jordan DeLugo, you hear a good bit about him there. But also Jordan, has tweeted a good bit about Christian, so shout out to him also. Jordan does a tremendous job with the podcast and on Twitter and the articles. Go check out Generation Jaguar if you haven't checked it out, which most of us all have because we love it. Christian Barmore is an incredible football player. The point of attack is unreal. The push he gets is unbelievable. And it's also his athleticism and his pursuit for a guy his size. Guys, he is a massive human being. He weighs over 300 pounds. I think he's 6'4", 6'5". He's a freak of nature. And he's a guy that I think Urban Meyer wants. Obviously, I don't know Urban Meyer. We haven't talked. We haven't chatted. But I think Urban Meyer wants this guy. And I think Urban Meyer is going to pull the trigger on him at 25, but obviously I don't think he's there. I think he goes in the 16 to 22 range. I think we just miss out on him, but if he's there, I think it's a home run. Now, also, if there's a couple of these guys, guys like Zaven Collins, Trayvon Morig, and Christian Barmore are all going to be first-round picks. Well, what if all of them are there at 25? I think you'll see Trent Baalke, Wheel and Deal, and move back a couple spots, grab maybe another top 100 pick, and still get one of those three guys. You will see the Jaguars make trades in this draft. Last year, we all assumed Dave Caldwell would, and he didn't, which was kind of a bummer, bringing in 12 rookies to a team that was already super young. I don't think Trent's going to make 10 picks this coming up this week and this weekend. You're going to see some wheeling and dealing, and it's going to end up landing us a tremendous football player that we weren't expecting to get, because we're going to get an extra pick, I think, there in that top 100. So those are my defensive guys, and it's kind of spread out from guys that we could target at 25, second round, third round, even fourth and fifth round guys, because I like to spread it out and not just give you 9 first-round options. I think that we are in tremendous shape. We already have a ton of good talent, and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are only going to make things better, starting off with Trevor Lawrence getting his name announced at about 8:15-ish Jacksonville time, and it's going to be a party from there on out. What happens the rest of the weekend is icing on the cake. So give me your thoughts. Follow us on Twitter, LSUUUVAL, LSUUVAL. Subscribe here at the channel. Give me your takes on who we should target on the defensive side of the ball. Be on the lookout for more giveaways. They are coming. And guys, we're 4 days away from better days ahead. I can't wait. Can't wait to share it with all the Jags fans on Twitter. Again, shout out to UCF Jaguar, Jordan DeLugo, and Generation Jaguar, and all the people involved there, and the Cover 3 podcast. Those guys are great. Check all 3 of those out if you haven't. I know most of you do, but give them a shout if you haven't checked them out. Those are a bunch of really good dudes who do tremendous work that help me out a ton. So check those guys out. I will see you guys coming up later this week, giving my final predictions for the first round. The number 1 pick, obviously we know what's happening there, but what's going to happen after that, I'll let you guys know what I think is going to happen. Let me know what you think is going to happen, and I will see you then. And as always, go Jags.